The Stars are officially out of the playoffs.
We'll talk about it after the whistle. Stars lose Game 6 in Minnesota to lose the series 4-2. And are officially eliminated for the playoffs in the first round. This is for the first time since 2022 against Calgary. Yeah, that's where we are at. That occurred Thursday night, yesterday night, last night. Rough. This week we've lost 3 straight games, right? Yeah. Because we were at last podcast we were talking about how we were up 2-1. We've lost 3 straight games to officially eliminate us from playoffs, and yeah, thoughts?
I mean, my real good thought about the Stars was that second overtime game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought both teams again played really well.
Yeah.
But then after that game, the Stars did not look like they lost that physicality, that aggressiveness they played with those last 2 games.
Yeah.
And I think almost same with this last game that made it final game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Also doesn't help that they were getting shut down in the 5-on-5 thing. Like almost all their points came from the power play. Yeah,
we only scored 4 even strength goals.
Yeah.
The whole series, something like that.
Yeah, even though the Stars had a pretty good regular season on 5-on-5.
Yeah.
The Wild had a good answer for the Stars.
Absolutely. I think that game 4 took a lot out of us, that second overtime game in Minnesota. Just because it's like I said, like we lose like in blowouts in series, but like when we lose close games, that's disheartening to the team, dude. But yeah, I mean, I think game 4 was a pretty good game. They unfortunately tie it. With almost 15 minutes into the third, and then win it just with 30 seconds left in overtime of the first overtime. Otter played a great game. Heiskanen played a good game that game. That was a really tough loss to take. And then in game 5, like you said, no energy from the Stars. Especially, I think, contrary to what people were kind of saying, or at least what I saw was, that first period, we had a lot of shot attempts. I feel like the momentum wasn't too skewed to Minnesota, but what was disheartening is that they were blocked. Like we were in their offensive zone just as much as Minnesota in that first period. I think the first period was a good game still. It's just that the shots we were shooting weren't getting through to the goalie. It was just blocked shots by their good defense. And I think the big thing was that they, especially, I mean, even from the start of the game, but especially after that first period, the stadium was dead, dude. That was not a good atmosphere at all.
Yeah, we talked about how the Stars really play off of the energy of the stadium.
Absolutely.
Especially at home.
Yeah, I mean, we've been one of the better home teams the last 3-4 playoffs, but it was dead, dude. It sounded like a golf tournament, man. Sometimes like in that game. The first game was louder still. I don't know what it was, but there was just no atmosphere in that stadium. We managed to score a second goal with a pulled goalie. Well, it was 4-on-4, so 5-on-4. Robertson gets a goal. But we would eventually lose 4-2 in that game. And And yeah, that one was very much Minnesota had control, especially after that first period. Again, I think that first period wasn't as bad as some people made it out to be after the game. I think that first period was nice and competitive. We came out of it 1-on-1, but I don't know. The energy died like sort of towards the end of the first period completely, and then never picked back up. And then of course Game 6 back in Minnesota. Wasn't bad. It was the game with the least amount of penalties on both sides. They had 3 power plays. We had 2. Scored on one of them. We had more shots on goal than them, 23-21.
Stars would have had it too. They went up. What was it? 2-1.
Yeah.
They went up 2-1, and then like a minute after that, Wild tied it up again.
Yeah. That was, I mean, we had the huge thing in this game. I mean, the huge thing throughout the whole series, I was sort of harping on is we had a lot of like turnovers, a lot of gross turnovers. Yeah. But that really in this game specifically was the nail in the coffin. Those turnovers, I think, led to straight up 2 goals. Their second and third goal were straight up off of just bad turnovers.
Yeah.
And then one of them, not even one that led to the goal, but who was it? I want to say it was
talking about the turnover where the guy on the Wild shot it in the middle and it bounced off the skate.
Yeah, that was their third goal.
Yeah.
And those were awful. Their second and third goals were both off of turnovers. But there was also, I mean, there was plenty of turnovers. But there was the one where it was like they on his left, 2 Stars players, no Wilds players. On his right is a Wild player, and then way down the ice was a Stars player. I don't remember who it was, but he throws it this way, and it's a turnover, and they get a chance. It's just like completely unaware of who's along the boards. We're just clearing it along the boards, and 90% of the time, not 90% of the time, but like a decent amount of the time, there's a Wild player there to keep it in the zone, keep the pressure on. We need to be more aware of that, far and away. Was a huge weakness in this series, and then again, especially in this game, huge downfall.
Yeah, I thought the Stars were going to play a lot better, especially this game, because I thought, especially after losing games, the Stars come out with an answer.
Yeah.
I didn't really see that this game. That sucked.
Yeah, I agree. I think a big thing that was missing this season, that was like a different vibe shift for the whole team, but then it certainly is exposed in the playoffs more so, but a huge vibe shift for the whole team is like, I think a big part of our identity as the Stars has been the last couple of seasons was been just how almost every line has the potential to be threatening. And that wasn't so much a thing this season because, like, again, I think last season it was when we were going to the playoffs, it was me bragging we had 6 20-plus goal scorers. And I'd much rather have that than 2 45 goal scorers. Because if those guys get cold, those guys get injured, those guys are covered, are defended well, what do you got? You don't got anything. And that was exposed in this series, I think.
That's what we praised on the beginning of the season, too. Almost anybody could score.
Yeah, and that just wasn't true. I'm guessing it's a changing in coaching philosophy or something. Yeah, last season, I think it was 6 or 7 20-plus goal scorers. Now that I'm remembering, we were bragging about that going into playoffs. And then this season, it was, Johnston and Robertson both had 45-plus goals. And I don't like that style of hockey. It is a thing that has success, I guess, but it's definitely not the kind of hockey I like. That aspect where every line has a chance to be a true threat.
I guess that's why the Wild were able to shut down the Stars too, because the Stars kept trying to give it to those players. That's probably why they were taking so long to set up a shot too.
Absolutely, I think that's why our 5-on-5 was so bad in the series that they sort of latched onto, because that's the line was with those people. And I mean, in this game, in Game 6, They literally shoved all the people that scored goals on the same line. They shoved Johnson, Robertson, Rantanen, Harley, and Haskin on the same line after the first period because those were our only goal scorers. And I mean, it worked out. They got goals. But I don't like that. And then the rest of the team is just supposed to prevent goals. I don't like that. I really want that aspect of it's a platoon, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you'll have your top guys, but not to such a huge extent where those are the only guys. I mean, even then, the first goal, that Johnson goal, was a power play goal. I don't know. And again, I think maybe it's not such a huge deal in the regular season, but in the playoffs against better quality teams, again, we were gonna have to play the Avalanche, the Wild, and the Avalanche. Irregardless, we were gonna have to play these guys probably against good teams with good defensemen, like the Wild and the Avalanche. That's just not as feasible, I don't think. Yeah. That's definitely why we had to rely so much on the power play, especially in the Wild series. Is when it was even strength, they had guys that were good enough to challenge Johnston, Robertson, and Rantanen. Seriously, I mean, you got to have other guys on the ice that can be a serious threat. I think in this game 6, big reason it was so competitive was the pressure that both Bork and Beck that they were putting some good offensive pressure. They were skating well with the puck, good puck control. That were sort of being an additional force of pressure in some sort of way, but that's not something we had. I mean, again, I guess we had. What's the word I'm looking for? Little streaks. There was a streak where Duchesne had, a point streak for like 14 games. Ben had himself a little hot streak, but over the course of the season, it was mainly Johnson on the power play, Robertson on 5-on-5, and then Rantanen had himself a handful of goals as well. And then I guess especially without Rupe Hintz, who's probably our fourth guy, it was just we just didn't have enough to threaten at all.
Yeah, and then with those little streaks they've had, by the time they actually were able to get the puck to shoot, they're already rusty. They gotta try to get warmed up again.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this was absolutely a winnable series. Yeah. Otter played great. I think our defense, for the most part, played great. There was just some turnovers that were costly.
Yeah. Poorly timed penalties.
Yeah.
On the Stars.
A couple of bad penalties,
penalties.
maybe. Most of those were from forwards as well. I don't think our defense played terrible. I mean, obviously our penalty kill was like near perfect, as good as it could be, as it could have been. And it just didn't matter. It just didn't matter, bro. Because you can't. You got to be good at 5-on-5, and we just weren't. We were surviving 5-on-5, hoping for a power play. This entire series.
Yeah, that's what the Wild had to do. The Wild pivoted, saw that the Stars scored majority from power plays, and this last game, like you said, didn't really have that many power plays.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: we had only 5 goal scorers. I mean, it's a 6-game series, but 5 goal scorers. Robertson had 5. Johnson had 3. I think all were on the power play. Duchesne had 2. Haskin had 2, and then Rantanen had 1. And I don't know. That's 13 goals, 5 goal scorers. I guess it's not. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just that there wasn't enough of a threat from anyone else. That's the thing. There wasn't enough of a threat from anyone else. I think,
Yeah, I feel like their reaction time was a little like slow at times too.
yeah. And I mean, it's part of the thing that I was talking about earlier in the season is that our top guys, I think that is the philosophy. Is our top guys are our top guys, and they had so much of the ice time. Again, it was something I was complaining about in the regular season, and the thing that I noticed in the playoffs, but it's maybe more acceptable in the playoffs. It's like they're on the ice for a while, and it's just like I don't know, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, probably why that second overtime game probably took a lot out of the Stars.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess obviously it's pretty tough season, pretty tough first playoff series with under a new head coach.
Yeah.
Hopefully this coach can see that that maybe his little philosophy thing isn't.
Yeah, it's just
I
not. It
mean,
wasn't a thing the last handful of postseasons or handful of seasons that our top offensive guys have so much more. They have more, obviously, but not so much more than the rest of the team. It's just, I don't know. That's definitely not the style of hockey I like at all. And then again, even more so. Sorry to interrupt you. I don't like it. New coach, please. I need a complete shift in philosophy because I don't like that. I don't like them. I don't like Johnson and Robertson having near 30 minutes of ice time. I don't. And then the next closest offensive player has 14. I'm
yeah,
okay if they
that's
have like 21, 22, and the next guy has like 14.
mm,
And then because I don't know, because we still have depth, bro. I mean, I don't know. Sorry, go back to what you were saying.
well, I wasn't really gonna say. I was just mainly thinking it, but I think it all came down to, or from what I was thinking, because before the beginning of the season, I was looking up the new coach, trying to see what he wanted to bring.
Right.
And that's when I remember reading that he hoped to bring physicality and fast pace hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure, I think we saw that the very first game. That's what made me excited for the Stars. And then didn't really see it almost the rest of the season except for like a handful of games. But then I thought this was when the Stars woke up, especially in the second overtime game and the third and fourth games.
Yeah.
But these last two games, especially seeing if that's what the coach was wanting to bring.
Right.
That should have been started from kept going on from day one.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't know. I don't like it.
Because even if Wild were still playing like really good defense, the Stars would have been playing physical and that faster pace like the coach wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm feeling that probably would have gave the Stars more opportunities instead of getting shut down.
Yeah.
Sucks. Almost
Mm-hmm.
like watching the Cowboys.
I mean, obviously, it's hard because again, the top three contenders for the cup this season were the Avalanche, us, and the Wild. And that's still true. So I mean, it's hard having to place another top seed in the first round because the NHL playoff seeding is stupid. But I mean, 100% again, it was such a winnable series, and we had our chances to take control of the series that we just didn't execute on. And yeah, a lot of stupid penalties that again just make it to where even less of a chance that the Stars gain any momentum while it's 5-on-5. Even with how good our penalty kill was, it's just like not part. It's not part of it. It's not. You're still. You're not gaining momentum when you're on the penalty kill. Most times. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't like how it played out. I don't feel like they played to full capacity the entire series, even the games we won.
Yeah, they were able to play like they did those last two games that we praised them on. I think maybe I'd still be upset we lost, but I'd still be like,
Yeah,
look
well,
like they
yeah,
wanted to win.
definitely. These last two games were not like. I was bored out of my mind the first period of this last game. It was a playoff hockey game. It was one of the most boring games of hockey, most boring periods of hockey I've watched. And yeah, the game 5 was just awful, worse than game 1 in terms of like vibes, dude. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't think the Wilds have a chance against the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche. I mean, I think it's gonna go to 6 or 7, but I think the Avalanche win that series and win the cup. Um, but yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's the Star season officially over. I don't know if I have anything else to say. So let's talk. What do you want to talk?
Talk about the other disappointing team.
Sure. Which one?
Yeah, that's true. Just the ones that are almost proven to be frauds right now. The Dallas Renegades.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Dallas Renegades ended up playing this weekend against the Louisville Kings and got blown out.
Yep.
The Dallas Renegades scored or lost 47-25 at home, their first home loss. And I'm pretty sure this was their last home game.
No, we got one more, like the second to last week of the season.
That's right.
It's our last home game for a while, though.
Yeah, and that definitely sucks because the only road game that the Dallas Renegades had, they lost. But this loss kind of sucks, especially from from our quarterback Austin Reed. Austin Reed finished the game with 14 of 28 attempts. He finished with 195 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. That definitely sucks because the games before me and Fabian were saying that Austin Reed
had been playing well.
Yeah, been playing well, putting the ball in the right places.
Yeah.
Rarely putting the ball in a situation and have it turned over.
Yeah.
And this game, I don't know what happened with this game. Two of those interceptions that he threw got ran back for touchdowns. I definitely don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
No kidding.
The run offense continues to be a struggle for the Renegades.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, especially after the Kings going up, I'm pretty sure they couldn't just run the ball anymore, trying to catch up. I'm pretty sure they still could have ran the ball, but our offensive line wouldn't be able to give our running backs a big enough hole to run through. I think the crazy thing is our defense played pretty good.
I don't know, man. Our run defense is still pretty weak, man.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about our passing defense right now.
Okay, well, you said defense in general.
No, but that's what I mean by defense, though. No, but passing defense, I think, still played pretty well.
Yeah.
was gonna say that the only thing that's killing the Renegades is rushing.
Yeah.
The Renegades can't stop the run.
Not in any serious way. 147 yards allowed on the ground, 4 touchdowns. And then obviously 150 in the air. Had almost as much on the ground as they did in the air. Yeah. Louisville did. That wasn't clear.
Yeah. But I mean, I also just said the passing defense did really well because, I mean, despite Austin Reed only throwing for 195, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions, our passing defense was able to leave Chandler Rogers, the Kings quarterback, to 150 yards, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
He didn't throw any interceptions, but I mean, for our quarterback to have like this bad of a game and still making, I guess from like a yard standpoint, our quarterback still throwing for the most yards
with 10 more attempts, bro. I mean, only one more completion, but
also,
we played bad.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's much of a silver lining. If there's a silver lining, it's that our backup QB went 6 for 7 and 74 when he came in and threw a touchdown himself in garbage time. But I don't really think that's a silver lining either. I think this was just a pretty awful game all around. I still think our receivers are quality, but yeah.
this definitely sucks though because Renegades are 3-2. This is almost like last season, except they're not. Actually, yeah. Last season on facing the road, I'm pretty sure they lost their home game too. I don't know. Last season feels like it was like 2 years ago. But losing like this sucks, especially whenever you're about to go on a road trip. And the only road game that you had, you lost. So maybe the Renegades did be proven to be frauds.
I think so. I think they need a huge overhaul of their offensive line and defensive line. I think that if they put pressure on Austin Reed, it's a lot uglier than it was those first 3 weeks.
And we saw that kind of early too, especially the first game of the season. And toward the later early game, they started rushing Austin Reed, and our offensive line couldn't hold them back, and we saw that little panic a little bit.
And then I think they run the ball enough. Again, I think Louisville Kings, or at least in this game, were obviously run first and put us away. I mean, let me double check that their like averages, but I mean, he had 2 running backs that both had 13 attempts each, both running for 4.8 yards average. That's horrendous. There are two runs and they got a first down is awful. And then their quarterback had a little bit of success himself, only had 3 attempts, but still went for 22 yards.
And I believe this was the quarterback where I said they gotta watch this quarterback. He's pretty mobile.
Yeah. But, I mean, he didn't even need to do anything because the regular running backs were doing everything. I mean...
And both their running backs, one of them finished with 63 yards. The other one finished for 62 yards.
Again, both 13 attempts. And then Wheeler had four touchdowns. All 4 of their touchdowns. Or, I guess, all 4 of their offensive touchdowns. Yeah. Yeah, I think this was really, really, really bad, to say the very least.
Horrible loss.
Yeah.
Horrible loss. I think horrible game all around.
Yeah.
Except for passing defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had 4, like you said, 4 interceptions, 7 pass breakups. We only had 1 tackle for loss. Yeah, that's been a huge thing too. I think we only have like 2 sacks on the season. We were not able to get into the backfield. I guess that's part of the reason our running defense is so bad. But we're not able to disrupt anything in the backfield at all
Yeah.
when they're passing or when they're rushing. So again, 1 tackle for loss the entire game, and they were running the ball half the time, or more than over half the time. They had 18 attempts. Let me do the math. They had 18 attempts in the air, and they had 26 rushing attempts just running back. So 29 rushing attempts, counting the QB's rushing attempts. That's bad. Yeah. We've been exposed. Our weaknesses are too obvious and too large. They need to be addressed, before the season started. And they have to be addressed certainly now to make them even slightly workable. That we have to be able to stop the run in a million times better than we have been. And then again, we need to give the QB a little bit more time, or we have to run faster routes. Because I mean, the big part of success in the first 3 games was our long bombs, our receivers getting open further downfield.
Yeah.
We gotta make them shorter, more like quality routes that it'll get open quick. If we're gonna have such little time to throw the ball, let's see, that's the thing.
Yeah, or at least have a good route that'll pick up more than 2 yards.
Yeah.
But the Renegades' next game is really tough. The Renegades' next game is tomorrow at 11. And they play the DC Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure the only loss the Defenders have is their week 1 loss. I think they won 4 straight after that.
Right.
The complete opposite of Dallas winning 3 straight and losing these last 2 games. Obviously, all DC has to do is run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we still got to see how Dallas can respond to stopping runs. Which I'm pretty sure some... maybe, I don't know, maybe it had to do with the first loss coming from all those players that were injured.
Maybe.
But I mean, I don't know how severe their injuries were. But even before that, that team was already beating the Renegades with rushing anyway, so...
Yeah.
This can be a really tough game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Renegades do this one again.
No, absolutely. DC is the hottest team right now. They're Tayamu, their quarterback, which was MVP last season, if I'm not mistaken. Especially the last 3 weeks has been going off, and he is probably the best dual threat quarterback in the league. And I mean, last year he also had 200. Last week he had 275 in the air. So.
And I'm pretty sure the Defenders are actually the defending champions of the UFL.
Yeah. Yeah. But their defense is a little lackluster this season, so including their rushing attack. So if might be an offensive shootout if Reed is given that time.
Yeah.
Because again, if he hasn't had time, he's able to get balls downfield. He can make those passes if he doesn't have the pressure, and our receivers can get open down the field. So
there's no doubt that they can win.
I think
they can win that battle.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance we dominate them in any way defensively because of their rushing a game with a dual threat quarterback and then just a regular running back. But if we can maybe make it an offensive battle, and if we force them to rushing's still less efficient than passing.
Yeah.
So if our secondary is good enough to where they feel that their only way is to run it, then they'll be a little less explosive, and maybe we can make it an offensive shootout. That's the hope.
And gotta be able to capitalize on the rare stops that the Dallas Renegades do end up getting.
I don't think there was a single punt last game though on either side of the ball.
I don't know. I mean,
But yeah.
I guess that's good. Our punter doesn't really punt that far anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, special team's not great. We just threw 4 picks instead. But yeah, I mean, if anything, our hope is to get into an offensive shootout that we squeak by. That their defensive line is not good enough to put that kind of pressure on Reed.
Offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
What?
I don't know if what I saw was this week or like last week.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't the Renegades sign a tight end?
Tight end? I don't know.
Didn't they get a tight end?
I know we traded for a defensive tackle when we traded away Luis Perez, but I don't know if we signed anybody. The Cowboys signed a tight end. Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
undrafted free agent tight end from Baylor. The Cowboys drafted or signed.
Yeah, maybe. I just probably saw Dallas and I was like, oh shoot, the Renegades. This might be good for your Renegades, maybe.
Right. I don't think I saw anything about that.
Get what I just said.
Yeah. Games tomorrow, you said?
Yep. Tomorrow, May 2nd at 11 a.m. It's going to be a pretty tough game.
Yep. Okay.
It's too...
Should we take a break? And we got one other true disappointing team to talk about. I say we take a little bit of break. Let's talk about the rest of the Cowboys draft.
Yeah. A little something positive.
A little something positive. I think the Cowboys had a pretty good draft. Obviously, last week we talked about the first round where we again probably the best value, absolutely, and arguably one of the best defensive player in the draft. Caleb Jones at 11, and then Malachi Lawrence, a high ceiling rusher at pick 23. And then I think the rest of the draft was decent, you know.
Yeah, still focus more on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the very last pick they got a backup receiver at most. I think.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the players after round 3, you're just hoping that. I mean, obviously, there's a chance they can become something. Hopefully, but it's just taking best available player so hopefully they can become part of the depth.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking with all the rest of the picks anyway.
But yeah, I mean, let's see here.
Yeah, another edge, offensive tackle, another cornerback.
Yeah, round 3 we took Jayshon Barham. What I have
from
Michigan, defensive tackle.
Yeah, they have him as edge.
Okay. Freaking.
And then one of the 3 4th-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Was Drew Shelton, an offensive tackle from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 picks after him, another cornerback, Devin Moore from Florida. The last pick of the 4th round was LT Overton, another edge from Alabama.
Yeah.
None of these really made me be like, why did you pick that guy?
Yeah, I think I don't think we made it like we had in later rounds what would be considered reaches, but in later rounds it's like all the front offices weigh guys differently when it gets later in terms of talent.
They're just like,
but I
don't
think
pick this guy.
I think I don't know about that, but it's like they're not as consensus on who is the best. There's a little bit more
Yeah.
discussion to be had. And I mean, in general consensus, some of those later rounds were a little bit of a reach, supposedly. But I think at the positions we drafted, and I think the quality of players, hopefully those guys can become pieces. There are a lot of people that were high on Jayshon Barham as like maybe an even earlier round pick. So some people are saying that's a pretty good pick too. And then, I mean, I think we got what could potentially be good depth.
Yeah, especially with all the hype that this new defensive coordinator is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hype around this new defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what he can do with with this defense.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, hopefully, is way better than Matt Eberflus's defensive scheme.
I mean, it'd be hard to be worse at least.
Yeah,
And then
I guess after last improvements.
Yeah. And then, of course, we traded one of our 5th round picks for D. Winters, linebacker from the 49ers, who is at the very least an upgrade from the people we had last season. I mean, 2025 stats, 17 games played, 67 tackles, 1 interception, 5 pass deflections. Definitely, I mean, he's a NFL quality linebacker, which is something you're not guaranteed with a 5th round pick. So it's a little bit of, I think it's a good trade, wholeheartedly. So definitely adding, again, we didn't draft any linebacker, or did we draft a linebacker in the later rounds?
Yeah,
I don't
another
think,
edge and a receiver.
Yeah, we didn't draft any linebackers, which again was probably our top position we need.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's definitely a good trade. Use a 5th round pick. I mean, he was only drafted in 2023, still on the younger side as well. And he's someone we know that can make at least some impact at the NFL level. I think a great trade. And a good, obviously one of our bigger positional needs. So
yeah,
I really like the trade for D. Winters.
Especially, I think, still really good offseason in general for the Cowboys defense. And even then, they're still building, even though offense isn't really that much of a concern.
Yeah.
It looks like we're still getting offensive pieces that could be pretty decent backups. Especially with how CeeDee Lamb got hurt and how stupidly he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think George Pickens got.
No, George. He was out for like 2 games to start the season. At the very start of the season, if I remember correctly.
Was he? I thought we praised him for drawing pass interference goals.
Then maybe not. Maybe not then. I feel like he missed a couple games, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm still like at least this receiver pick wasn't like in the 3rd round or like the 2nd pick of the 1st round.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason that's what people still said we needed was offensive pieces. But I'm glad majority of this draft was focused mainly on defense.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think this is a good draft. We drafted, I think, the first 3 rounds. Obviously, we had 2 picks in the 1st and 1 pick in the 3rd, and 1 in the 2nd. I think great players. Again, I think Malachi Lawrence isn't as pro ready. That's the consensus, but he has a high ceiling, has a lot of measurables. So with some proper coaching, he can be a real threat. I just don't know how immediate it's going to be. We'll see. I mean, how it goes in training camp. Obviously, there's still 9 months. It's not 9, like 7 months till the start of the season. So he can get to a little bit more there. But obviously, Caleb Downs, huge, going to be making an immediate impact. Jayshon Barham, a great pick for round 3. And then we needed offensive tackle depth. We needed cornerback depth. We needed more defensive depth. And then again, like you said, we got that wide receiver from East Carolina. And then again, some people like the tight end we drafted from Baylor. A lot of people are high on. He got injured. The last handful of games, I ended up going undrafted. We drafted him.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah, so definitely a good ad. That signing as well. But yeah, I think a really good draft overall. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess since we're talking about Cowboys, we'll just go into the Cowboys news.
Oh yeah. Other Cowboys news is that George Pickens officially signed his franchise tag contract. So there's still rumors that might just be so the Cowboys can trade him. I hope not. And I don't think so. I got the gut feeling that that's not the case. That's just sort of a gut feeling.
I think if anything, another really good season, they'll probably be guaranteed a contract.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he has a good season this season, but I mean, we'll see if it sort of leaves a sour taste in his mouth that he didn't get it this season, that he didn't get the long-term extension. I would have been okay with giving him a long-term extension, but I also understand why maybe we didn't. One season or so seasons of less than
the one other Ezekiel Elliott,
more average receiver play than what was obviously this last season, where he was top 6 receiver in the league.
I'd say like,
well, you don't want to get stuck playing your just wide receiver. So I mean, again, you don't want to be. We were the Bengals last season, but we don't want to be that even more so.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It was a good non-overreaction.
Yeah.
We didn't see how good he played, and then they were like, "You gotta give him 3 years."
Here's half of our salary cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree. And I mean, I think hopefully we can, if he has another great season, which I feel like he will, we can come to a longer term agreement, but
yeah, and if it is true and he truly does like Dallas as much as he so-called says that he does,
right.
I'm pretty sure Dallas did talk to him and they were like, "You take this franchise tag, play as good as you did this season, we'll talk about a good contract."
Yeah.
Good, nice long contract.
Oh, we also signed Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Another receiver?
Yeah, he's a wide receiver. But was on the Chiefs for a little bit. I think maybe one season with the Steelers, maybe. Yeah. Signed Marquez Valdes-Scantling, signed linebacker Curtis Robertson, another sort of rotational guy. Both these guys are guys that have started at some point in their careers but aren't like stellar starters. But either way, depth at wide receiver, depth at linebacker, definitely especially linebacker. That's what needed. Huge mega way. We signed undrafted free agents. TCU tight end, DJ Rogers, SMU wide receiver, Jordan Hudson as well. Yeah.
Continuing to grow. And like I said before, all of these signings seem to be pretty good right now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Are we missing anything?
From the Cowboys? I don't think so.
Okay. We want to go back to disappointment? Go back to disappointment. Let's talk the Texas Rangers.
You gotta talk about them eventually.
Yes, go talk about the Texas Rangers again. We are, and I mean, sort of the same position as we were last week. Again, it's just very clearly a bad offense. We lose another 2 more series, one to the A's, and then another one to the New York Yankees. Especially the Yankees, quality team. But let's see here. This week we scored 1 run, then 4 runs, then 1 run, then 2 runs, and 2 runs, then 3 runs. So to continue the thing, we're losing low scoring games, because our pitching is still so good. And I would say our best pitchers this season through and through, in my opinion, DeGrom, then Rocker, then Gore. All three have been insanely quality. Leiter and Evaldi have had games where they struggled, but Evaldi this last game against New York Yankees, through 7 innings, didn't allow a single run, only allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He pitched insanely great this last outing, so hopefully we get even more of that back to classic Evaldi. Yeah, but our bats continue to be very mediocre. This month, actually, quietly to me at least, something that I didn't realize was happening. I realized he was batting better, and I said that. I didn't realize how good he was batting. Josh Young actually had himself a pretty dang good April. If I thought I had his stats here somewhere, but I guess I was wrong. But had himself a pretty dang good April. Was our best hitter this month. And I mean, he was a big part of the games we won this week. Actually, the 2 games we won. I mean, he had a homer to win the game with the game-winning RBI against the A's, and he had the 2 RBIs that gave us the lead in the game against the Yankees that we won. And he had a fair amount of hits this whole week. So he, more than even I realized, had a great April, which is huge. We've been wanting that from Josh Young the last couple years after his highs in 2023, and hopefully he's getting more to that. Had a great April. Brandon Nibbo continues to be one of our better hitters. Jake Berger, a little bit of a downish month. Still probably our 3rd best hitter, which is unfortunate. But his mediocre is still better than the rest of our team. Corey Seager had himself a couple home runs again. Main thing is still with runners on base, our batting average is terrible. Yeah, that's the main thing. Our pitching continues to be great. We're starting to use Latz more as a closer. It's Jacob Junis and Jacob Latz that we're using as our closers, and they're doing great. Our bullpen is still doing great. We had 1 blown save this week. What game was that? I think it was against the A's. Let me see. Was it our first game against the Yankees? Which game was that? Which game was it that... No, never mind. I guess I was wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of last week. Where we had... it was our first run led in by the bullpen in forever. But it doesn't look like that was this week. I mean, we had a couple runs led in by the bullpen, but nothing that cost us the game. So, our bullpen continues to do good. Our starting pitching continues to do well. Again, Leiter's had a couple of struggles, and Evaldi's had his struggles, but this week they pitched great. Except for, I think this was Leiter's outing. No, this was Evaldi's outing earlier against the A's, where he allowed, what was it? 4 home runs off him for 6 runs. That was rough. That's when I texted my dad. I was like, Evaldi might be washed. Obviously overreacting. I don't believe that fully. But then he has a great outing against the Yankees, who's not even arguably is a better offensive lineup. So huge comeback after a tough outing last outing for Evaldi. But yeah, we continue to be bad or mid, however you want to put it. Our pitching is still good, and our batting is just awful. Just awful. Josh Smith was given, was it 10 days? A week? To a mental break.
A couple of days off.
Yeah, a couple of days off. A week to 10 days for a mental reset because he's been batting horribly after being one of our better hitters the last couple seasons when the rest of the team has been struggling. And also has had some terrible defensive plays. A huge error in, I think, our second loss. Actually, I think. Is that what I'm thinking of? What am I thinking? What game was that? I don't remember what game that was, but he had a terrible error in one of the games against the Yankees. And again, generally speaking, our defense has been pretty bad. And Josh Smith has been bad both defensively and offensively. So they're giving him a mental reset. Hopefully, that does something for him. Duran's been okay. Osuna has been okay in replacing Langford, for what's expected of them. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. What do you got, Isaiah?
Do you talk about this injury?
Which injury? Who got injured? Nimmo got injured. 10-day IL. Or no, not 10-day IL, actually. He left the game with hamstring tightness, but supposedly, according to Nimmo, obviously that's not a personal trainer or the team making an official statement, but according to Nimmo, he's good to play on today. So it wasn't a serious injury, thankfully. Yeah. Is there anything else? I don't know if there is. We have to be better. We have to be better. Again, especially with runners on base. Right now, our batting average with runners on base is 236 on the lower half of the league. Not the worst, not the best. But it's not good. Definitely not good. Yeah. Definitely.
Maybe the Rangers are just playing with us, and in 2 months they're gonna start playing.
I guess that's a theory.
Everybody hopes for.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult.
Just one game, the Rangers are gonna be like, we're just kidding.
Yeah, we're officially a fifth of the way through the season, right? Let me do some quick math. A fourth of the way through the season, almost. Yeah.
33 games played.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
It's this is a pretty good outlook of what season will be, unless some major changes happen. Screw it. Call a players only meeting. I don't know. Something needs to happen. The offense is just the batting's just terrible. Which again, it's a shame because of how good our pitching is. Our defense is a little bit worse, but it's nothing that, it's cost us maybe one game. But it's our batting through and through, especially with runners on base. I can go through it again. Let's see. Team left on base. First game against the A's, 7. That's not too awful. Second game against the A's, 4. But that's because we only had 5 hits. That's awful. And that's the game we won. Yeah. That's the Josh Young homer. That's what happens when you hit a home run when somebody walks even. So that's huge. Third game against the A's, we left 11 on base, and we only scored 1 run in that game. That one hurts. 6 hits, left 11 on base, had 5 walks. It's cool that we're walking, but we're not getting hits when people are on base, man. First game against the Yankees, 7 on base, had 7 hits, so that's everyone, all those guys. Nobody got a hit after they were on base. 10 left on base. Game 2 against the Yankees. And then freaking enough left on base. I mean 7, but that's in our win. I don't know. Am I dispassionate?
If you couldn't tell, this is a very disappointing.
I'm having a very rough week. Okay, guys.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's the same thing. I don't want this to just be the same thing every week. I'm not going through every game. Our pitchers had good outings except for that one Evaldi game. Even the games we lost were great outings.
Oh, I felt talking about them.
Yeah. Dude.
It's been a tough week for Dallas sports.
Dude. I hate losing. I hate losing games 2-1. I hate losing games 2-1, 3-2. Yeah. I guess who are we playing next week? We're playing at Detroit and in New York. Both teams are the Detroit's pitching is really good. For the most part. So we'll see what we do there. And then obviously the Yankees, who just lost the series 2 at home. Hope is to win the series in Detroit. Again, they're all going to be narrow margins. I don't expect to sweep anyone right now. Hopefully we win the series in Detroit. I doubt we win the series against the Yankees in New York. But again, the hope there is to just not get swept. We still have only been swept once this season. Unless my brain isn't working. Yeah, we've still only been swept once this season by Cincinnati. No, sorry, twice then. Once by Cincinnati, once by Seattle. Or no, we didn't get swept by Seattle. We swept Seattle. Excuse me. So yeah, we've still only been swept but once this season by Cincinnati. But let's keep it that way. But we need to start winning most of our series. But we can have a positive record because again, AL West right now is controlled by the Athletics. They're 17-14. We're 2 games back. And Seattle's 16-16, 1 game ahead of us, or half a game ahead of us. 4-6 in our last 10. I don't know. We gotta start winning most of our series, obviously. But I don't like the vibes. I don't like our lineup. Let's see. What is our line? What's the order? Nimmo, Young, Seager, Peterson, Berger, Carter, Higashioka, Osuna, Duran. I'd say I want Jake Berger where Jock Peterson is, or maybe even where Corey Seager is in the lineup. I still think he's our better hit. I mean, I think I like Brandon Nimmo, Josh Young. And then Corey Seager and Berger should be somewhere in that area. Peterson could be like 6th. I don't know. I don't even know, guys. Truly, no clue. I don't. Be better. Again.
This is his last straw.
Yeah. You made me talk about 3 bad teams in like the span of an hour. It's frustrating. Yeah, I mean, we just need to be better. What's the league average this season? What's the league average batting average? League average batting average this season so far is 242. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of our lineup that's batting below average. So, yeah, we want that number to be 3 or lower, and that's how a good lineup would be. So we got to pick it up. Truly and holistically, we got to pick it up. But then you look at our pitching, and that's pretty good. Those guys are pretty good. Obviously, Peyton Gray, 30-year-old rookie, has been playing pro ball for 10 years. Just had his MLB debut. Through 3 games, 4 innings pitched. Doesn't allow a single run. Only 2 hits. That guy's doing good. Collier's doing good. Freaking Latz is a beast. Junis is doing good. And then our pitching's good, guys. Okay. Just to, maybe, obviously, Chris Martin and, what's his name? Robert Garcia have had some of their troubles. But, even then, Robert Garcia, I don't think has been too awful. Martin's had himself a couple blow-ups, but gotta start hitting. That's there's no complication. It's just that everyone except for Nimmo and Young needs to be a better batter than they have been.
Thing from last season.
Yes. A little bit different are the names that I'm saying.
Copy and paste and switch it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to have another season of just saying that every week. But Mamma mia, pasta, pizza, Let's bat well, please. That's the Rangers. Talk something else into my face. I don't, yeah.
The Dallas Wings played their first preseason game today.
Whoa.
Or not today, yesterday.
Whoa.
Against the Indiana Fever, and they won 95-80.
Yep.
Azzy Fudd scored her first WNBA points.
Mm-hmm.
However, she only finished this game with 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all right because it's only preseason.
Yep.
This is just to get all our players warmed up and ready for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Really good game by from Paige Beckers and Maddie Segrist.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie Segrist being one of the players I'm glad the Wings were able to keep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually kind of surprised that even though my biggest thing was we only have one center,
mm-hmm.
the Wings played small this whole game. And I was kind of surprised that they were able to out-rebound, like what Fabian pointed out.
Yeah.
Against the Fever. And then I saw that the Fever only had one center, so I was kind of confused on that.
Yeah.
I thought like the whole league was gonna have like 2 or 3 centers. I mean, we don't really talk about preseason games that much, but this would probably be like the only one unless something major happens in the next one.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 preseason games for the W, so
yeah, their first main game is May 9th, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Just over a week. We'll preview that next week. But, yeah, like you said, pretty good showing. I mean, Baker's played 20 minutes, 20 points. Segrist, 29 minutes, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Those are the big names that I'm happy with how they played. Isaiah James coming off the bench. But, I mean, she played 31 minutes. So, but 17 points, 7 rebounds. Had herself a good game. That's about all I gotta say. You guys know, or if you don't know by now, I don't really. Preseason is a whole different thing for me.
Yeah, try not to overreact on preseason.
Yeah, and I mean, we still had so many people that are like gonna be in our sort of starting rotation, playing a lot of minutes that didn't even play this game. So it's they're getting warmed up for the season. That's all it is.
Stay tuned for our actual reactions May 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess after that week.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit more of a preview next week. Or I guess
Yeah.
other Wings news, we didn't sign / waived our 3rd-round pick that we made, Z Spearman, who was a power forward or a center, a taller person.
Forward.
Forward?
Power forward.
Okay. But yeah, we officially waived her. So I think that's the only other Wings news.
Yeah.
Azzy Fudd's getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks to the WNBA's
Mm-hmm.
Azzy Fudd is making
$500,000 as the first overall pick, whereas Paige Becker's last season made around 79,000. So huge, genuinely huge.
They got a WNBA really got a win with this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the first game of the season, we gotta watch that, see how well the play.
Yeah.
I'm still under the mindset of, because these WNBA players got paid, they're gonna be playing harder.
Hopefully.
And just play better basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, maybe some NBA fans will probably move over to WNBA.
I mean, it's already happening. Again, I mean, the WNBA
A whole
is getting
lot more, especially if they play harder and better than now that they got paid.
Yeah. Agree. But I mean, it's already been happening the last couple seasons where there are bigger names out of the WNBA right now, and they're just they're able to they're making more money because more people are watching. That's just fact. Obviously, it's not the numbers of like the NBA in any way, shape, or form, but
Yeah.
a lot more than they have been. That's why they were able to negotiate that CBA.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I mean,
This
more people know the name Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers than I
guess they know Angel Reese too, but I mean they know her for other reasons.
Yeah. Then you knew like other WNBA players. Like so much more people know the younger talent that's coming in.
Like I'm not trying to make fun of it, but this is just as an example. When I'm watching the the actual NBA games, and they say, oh crap, the announcers like Stan Van Gundy, on their names. It's Stan Van Gundy, somebody else, and then they say, and WNBA legend Candace Parker.
Yeah.
I watch it. I'm like, I had no idea who Candace Parker was or is.
Yeah, they're bigger names now. More people know who they are, which is big. The league, but
if it wasn't for players like her, the Caitlin Clarks and the Paige Beckers couldn't walk to better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Pretty good first preseason game.
Agreed.
Glad to see that the major players from last season are continuing to play well. I think next preseason game, I want to see if the bench players are playing well too.
Right.
Even though they played this game, it's still preseason. I'm pretty sure both teams are taking it kind of easy.
Yeah. Agreed. Other news? Are we missing a team? Other news?
No, I don't think we're missing a team, but other news. We talked about the Cowboys.
Cooper Flagg wins Rookie of the Year. I think well deserved. Yeah.
He was obviously the better player, better rookie. Even though Khan was good, he was only good at shooting threes.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg was a better all-around player. And look at all the stuff that he broke, all the records he broke. The first teenager to score 50 points in a game.
Yeah.
That definitely should have capped it off at Rookie of the Year.
I mean, I think it is what did it fully again. Khan, a great player, but Cooper Flagg just a little bit better. But yeah, I think deserved the Rookie of the Year. Good win. Hopefully,
I'm pretty sure if
um,
the Hornets were able to actually make the playoffs, I'm sure this would have went in Khan's way.
you think so?
I think so, just because of how much people were.
Right. Maybe. But they didn't.
I'm still glad that from the WNBA to the NBA, 2 seasons in a row, a Dallas player has been not MVP, the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's pretty cool.
excuse me. It is pretty cool. I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Was it?
Hopefully next season we can use that talent a little bit better. And I mean, not all we need, but a big part of what we need is just Kyrie and Eric Lively to be back healthy, and that's a whole different team.
Yeah, all we need is just a healthy season.
Yep.
That's what held us back these last 2 seasons.
Hope to get a top 3 draft pick again, even though it's a much longer shot this time around.
Yeah, I think they got like a
9th best chance after losing the coin flip. Yeah. But
yeah, if somehow they make it to top 3, it'll be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty crazy. Like how Dallas won the first pick last season.
Mm-hmm.
People thought it was rigged. Like that might have just been like crazy luck for the Mavericks.
I think it was rigged.
If they definitely get like top 3 pick.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people have Dallas picking like 10th or under 10.
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Negative.
I think the lowest I saw was Dallas getting like a 14. They're saying this draft class is pretty stacked anyway, so.
Yeah. But if we can manage to get top 3 pick, make a good selection there, freaking get a healthy Derek Lively, get a healthy Kyrie in there with Cooper Flag. We got Musa Cisse and Ryan Nembhard rolling strong. Get Caleb Martin out the building. I think hopefully we can be less depressing. Is that the word?
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah.
At least this Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year made us fans not watch as for nothing.
Yeah. Other news. The NCAA is expanding their tournament. Thoughts?
I think that's pretty dumb.
Honestly. I agree.
There's still gonna be one winner.
Mm-hmm.
Just more teams playing in the tournament. It's gonna be a longer tournament now.
Yeah.
And they even said this move was to just increase revenue, even though they were talking and saying they knew it was probably gonna be a bad move anyway. They still did it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's people who want to make money.
They plan to expand to 76 teams, which means 12 more teams.
Those 12 teams that got the chance to go in there will lose first round.
Probably. Yeah, I think it's dumb. It's just trying to get the little bit extra TV views, but it's making the game worse, especially in the NIL era. The lower division teams are even going to be even less competitive than they've been. There's gonna be even less Cinderella runs happening because they're just. I hate NIL. I hate sports.
Oh yeah, that's also like. But in football, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was some player that was suing the NCAA to say that he should play one more year.
Yeah.
Instead of going for the NFL draft, which I thought was pretty crazy.
Because he's not an NFL talent, but he's a college football talent.
Yeah, and he's making money from playing college too.
Yeah. I hate NIL, I think. I think that's it for other news, unless you got anything.
No. I think that's a bad decision, but that's...
Yeah. So, Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, like, share, and subscribe. If you've made it this far, comment.
Stars fans are depressed now.
Stars equals sad. That's more succinct.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, follow us on all our socials in the description. Thanks for watching.